Hey guys, welcome to the Zombie Go Boom Report, the show that takes you behind the scenes of Zombie Go Boom and showcases some of your favorite videos. I'm your host, Francis Wilson. First up, we have a video from our friends at ZMZ Reloaded. Tyler's going to be telling us why we really shouldn't be freaking out so much about this Miami zombie. Here we go.
The zombie apocalypse has started. In Miami, a zombie attacked a homeless man and bit his face off. A zombie! A fucking zombie! That's what some of you guys sound like. So in case you haven't heard, a homeless man got his face bit off and chewed on by Rudy Eugene, the alleged zombie in the Miami, Florida story. Now I wasn't going to make this video originally because I thought people weren't going to be so overdramatic as they are. Like, yeah, I know some people are joking, but then some people are like actually concerned that this is the start of a zombie apocalypse. I mean, when I start getting messages asking if this is just a one-time thing or just the beginning of the start of a zombie apocalypse, then you know I gotta make this video. No! This is not the start of a zombie apocalypse. So stop freaking out. But I do enjoy getting messages from you guys updating me on anything zombie related. I actually love it, in fact. But anyway, on to the truth of what actually happened that day. On May 26, Rudy Eugene attacked and started biting and chewing off the face of Ronald Popo while naked and allegedly under the influence of some type of LSD drug, which showed up in the toxicology reports. But it is still too early to tell what exact drug caused this incident. Some doctors are saying it's looking like the result of smoking bath salts, the fairly new synthetic drug, which is a stimulant and causes hallucinations. So basically, this dude was tripping major fucking balls. When Officer Joe Rivera arrived at the scene, yeah, camera audio problems, I'm just re-recording it. Anyway, when Officer Joe Rivera arrived at the scene, he approached Rudy and told him to stop. That's when Rudy looked up, looked at him, and then growled and then continued feasting on his face. Rivera then took aim and shot Rudy. But since Rudy was in such a deep state of stimulant psychosis, he didn't react to being shot and Rivera opened fire, killing Rudy. Witnesses say that they heard 6 shots being fired.
What? He didn't react? And it took 6 shots to kill him? That's a fucking zombie. Like, that's a zombie. Like shit.
Bitch, please. Drugs do this all the time. There's hundreds of stories of police trying to take down someone that doesn't react to being beat, tased, or shot. Drugs can easily do this whenever you overdose on meth, cocaine, and other uppers, which basically makes you feel no pain. Just to summarize it up. Mix in hallucinating properties and anything is pretty much possible. People that never did research on drug psychosis or did drugs, weed doesn't count, will not understand what I'm talking about or be able to even grasp the idea of not feeling pain. So yeah, he is not infected, he is not a zombie, just a dude that is having a terrible, terrible trip. Besides, if he was infected, wouldn't that mean that Ronald is infected too? Which he isn't. Now I get it. To some people it's fun to say that this is the start of a zombie apocalypse. I totally understand. Some people actually wish that it was true that the zombie apocalypse did happen. But keep in mind, a man who is still alive had 75 to 80% of his face chewed off. So I just want to say that I am truly sorry for Ronald and I hope that you have a quick recovery and that you find peace after this gruesome attack. But my name is Hella Bargerhuff, this is ZMZ Reloaded. See you later.
And now for Jim's take on it.
That's right, guys. It's a crazy world out there. Now, I'm sure you've all heard the recent reports of the man eating another man's face on an off-ramp in Florida. And I've seen a lot of arguments online that, yeah, he could be, drug crazed, or he could actually be a zombie. Let's explore that a little bit more. How does he compare to a zombie? Well, for starters, he was going for a man's face, and right behind the face, we all know, is the brain. So he could have been trying to sate his undead hunger by eating brains. Secondly, he was shot by a police officer and kept noshing. So that clearly means that he didn't feel that bullet enter his body. The cop had to shoot 5 more times to get this guy off. To get him off. Oh, gross. So, there's a possibility, yes, that he could be a zombie, albeit it's wild speculation, but keep that in mind. And who better to help you survive in such a crazy world than Zombie Go Boom? You guys need to check out our videos coming up. We're going to show you how to survive, we're going to show you how to kick undead ass, and we're going to show you how to do it with style. Well, with Zombie Go Boom, I'm Jim Goza. Happy hunting.
Next up, we have Chuck and Charles telling us what to do if you encounter the bath salt zombie.
Hey guys, Chuck Murray here.
Charles Folks here.
Today we're going to be talking about a couple of things that you can do if you are in the same vicinity you see somebody being attacked, or you yourself are attacked by a bath salt zombie. But before we do that, we gotta take a look at what you're dealing with. So let's roll some footage. So obviously they're crazy, they are strong, they are vicious, and they're on drugs, man. So what are you gonna do? Well, the first thing is you can't beat their strength for the most part. You can't beat the fact that they don't feel pain. What you can do is you can use their momentum against them, and you can find different ways of utilizing their craziness just in order to get them to essentially kick their own ass. So what I'm talking about here is essentially a keto. A really quick demonstration, if Charles essentially comes at me, I would just use his momentum and push him out of the way. At that point, I can run away and call the cops. If he grabs you, first thing you want to do is, they're strong, they don't feel pain, but they don't really know how to control their own bodies. So as soon as I do that, he's off balance. Whenever you want to get away from somebody that they're holding you, it doesn't matter how hard they hold you, you go with what they call the gate. This is the gate. It doesn't matter how hard he holds my wrist, his thumb isn't going to be stronger than my arm. So if I just turn my arm out of the way, that'll open up the gate. And if I do that, keep a hold of one of his weapons. You want to keep a hold of them because you want to get rid of as many weapons as you possibly can. If I go against the gate, all I have to do is barely push, and he'll be completely off balance. If a zombie is on top of you, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my left foot and I'm gonna put it around his foot. You don't really have to do this against a bath salt zombie because they're not thinking about it, but if you're fighting somebody, you do that so that they don't stick out their foot during the roll. But if I have him here, then I break his balance, then he's gone. I can whack him if I want to. Of course, they don't feel pain, so that's really not worth it. Just get out of the way. You just want to get away. You want to call the authorities. You want to make sure that everybody is safe. And another thing you can do, and this is actually Krav Maga. If they come to attack you and then you just do sort of a normal square block or anything like that, and this even when he's trying to grab you, you just grab him this way. You have him at an arm bar right here, and you can pull him down. Where the head goes, the body follows. But at this point, he can't bite me, and I can just knee him in the face, I can knee him in the nuts, I can knee him anywhere. And where the head goes, the body follows. You ready for this, Charles?
What are you gonna do?
Boom. Right in the face. Unless you're Charles Fultz, then you'll kick somebody in the liver. But Charles Fultz on drugs might not actually think that. Alright, so those are just a few tips that you can utilize in order to get away from an attacker, whether it's a zombie, a bath salt zombie, or just a freaking jerk off. With Zombie Go Boom, I'm Chuck Murray.
And I'm Charles Fultz, telling you to know your plan.
Well guys, it's been another awesome episode of the Zombie Go Boom Report. But before we go, we've got one last thing for you. Below the video, if you check it out, it's a link to an eBay auction site. What we're going to be auctioning off today is this super kick-ass shirt that's actually been used on the show to destroy zombies. As you can see, we've got Jim's signature, Chuck's signature, Charles' signature, and oh wait, who's missing? This guy. Excuse me, please. There we go. Right there. Anyway, so the auction is going on right now. Until then, you guys stay alive.